Alright guys, sorry that it's been like a week since I last uploaded. I've been trying to keep a good schedule, but I really didn't have anything to do because I had to wait on these buttons, which they finally, hope it doesn't pick up in the recording, my phone just lagged. I had to wait till these came in, and it was taking a month, and they finally came in, so all those are in. Those are the ballast buttons. So now the front looks like that. I gotta line all the buttons. You can see how they're all skewed a little bit at different angles, so I just gotta line those up and make them straight like all the other ones. But voltmeters did come in, but they are not. I was gonna try to make them work, so I realized that I ordered the wrong size, but because they're 96 by 96 millimeter and not 72 by 72 like these guys. So give you an idea, just close this a little bit. That's the size difference between those. That's a 72 by 72. This is a 96 by 96. It's a 24 millimeter difference between the two. So those are wrong. So I'm just gonna have to wait until I get the new ones in that are actually 72 by 72 before I do the voltmeters. But I should be able to do everything else and get the entire thing finished now without the voltmeters. I'll have the wires hooked up and everything, but just no voltmeters in. So I can work on other stuff. Straighten all these up real quick. Pretty decent. So that's the control face now that those are all in. Tidying up the wires, I'm letting another sticky feet set up because I try to give them about 5 minutes to fully bond in. But so the voltmeters will go there. There's actually little center punches for a 72 by 72 meter, which is the same size as these. XT72, that's what they're called. So I just need a drill there. They're inset by a couple of millimeters, so I have enough room for a drill bit, and then put in a use a saw or a sawzall, jigsaw. Sorry, can't think of the word for some reason to make those. So all those are good now. So all of these are wired up. Those two are wired up. All of those are wired up, and those are wired up now. All I need to do is wire up that, and I got all the wire right there in a little pile. And these actually, unfortunately, don't have lights. They should have had lights, but they don't. So as you can see, they're maintained buttons. So when you press it, it holds it in. And so you have your different power ranges, and then you have auxiliary over here, and then you have the ballasting on and off. So main, 120, 240, 480, variac control, ballasting, and then you have up here, which is just, or this is the final output, sorry, and this is the main. So I did mount this sideways. I could just move the foam out of the way a little bit and mount it in there, but I actually kind of like it sideways because you always want to try to push up on a switch, so mounting it sideways makes it a little bit difficult, or you actually have to think about pushing it. So as you can see, that's how that lines up. It's all the wire routing. You see that sticky feet doesn't stay down because how much wire's in there. And then I had to order more wire. Yeah, I went through like 1,000 feet of wire on this. I had a bunch of, as you can see, drop my phone up there, 500-foot rolls, and there's about 250 on each of them. And I went through about 4 of them. There's those 2 right there, there's one back there, there's another one that's somewhere else that I went through. So I went through about 1,000 feet of wire, and just red. And then, so I got this new red stuff that's actually like GMT or whatever. Phone's plugged in, so I can't really walk around too much, but that's what it is. GPT 16-19. So it's GPT 16 gauge, 19 strand copper, and then it's a south wire. So it's like $12 a roll for 100 feet. And so I got 300 feet of red, 100 feet of white, 100 feet of black. So should be good on wire now, because the white will go in for, throw that on the floor. The white will go in for the power supply, and the black is all the control or the black is all the grounds for all the DC grounding, which is not, yes, I know someone will, if you actually stick to UL code, this is not UL compliant, mainly because I started designing this before I'd really gotten into making things UL compliant, so it's close, or actually it's not close at all, but to actually make something UL compliant, black is always for a control panel, black, or as I should say, anywhere in AC, and especially in control panels, you have to stick to a strict color coding. So black is AC live, white is AC neutral. I always forget what red is for, but DC is usually a white wire with a stripe, is DC usually. If I remember right, it's a white wire with a stripe, or any wire with a stripe in it is DC, but I'm pretty sure it's white with a stripe. So there's a strict actual color coding in the UL, or from UL or in the NEC, but basically UL about sets everything. Because it may say it in the NEC, but UL is the one that verifies everything. And to make a control cabinet legally allowed to be used in an industrial situation, it has to be UL compliant. UL is Underwriters Laboratories, founded like, I don't know, 1880s or whatever. 1900s, when electricity first came out, they were founded to make everything right. So, but enough about something like that. So this is all good now. This wire, the new wire I bought, is even more flexible than this stuff. And this stuff was already control panel wire, but this stuff's even more flexible. So, gotta wait for that foot to set up. I'm gonna set another one up there, mainly because this wire bending was just so tight. I'm just routing it farther. So, and it would have put a lot of wires right there. So, just gonna move this, and I'm gonna have 3 main paths coming out. And I was thinking of what I could do over here, and I'm gonna be doing a DC motor for the Variac. So I was thinking about doing a DC speed control or something eventually down the line over here, and so you can control the speed of the Variac, excuse me, as well as possibly a VFD, a variable frequency drive, so I could do 3-phase motors and see if I can build a 400 volt short circuit acceptant or tolerant VFD, or if I can buy one. I've got a 1-horse 120 volt VFD up at the house right now, but so that will probably be mounting right there. That's eventually my plan, so that's why I left all of this room. So this is basically just an update. I'm getting ready to film the second part of me just wiring this in and then talking about and like connecting up most of those guys. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. As you can see, I got some wires on the contactors, all color coded too. Not standard, but oh well. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to upload this probably on Monday. It's the 1st right now of August, so the 2nd of August this will be going up. So right now it's Sunday, if you couldn't tell. Monday, which is tomorrow. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next parts that should be rolling out fairly evenly. So I'll see you guys later.